Morning. Hello. Hi, Paris, Caragwin, and Angelia. Hello. Welcome to practice today. Hi, everybody. Oh, I feel so much better. Thank you for your good wishes yesterday. I feel like I managed to make it through that migraine. I got through my work day. It was great. Thank you so much for good energy. Um, And we are at the end of the week already. Today is Friday, correct? Yeah. So we are looking at Daniela Schenker's book for the different aspects of Guanyin. There's 33 different forms of Guanyin depicted in the Lotus Sutra. And in this book, Daniela Schenker, with help from artist Antonia Baginski, depicts the 33 various forms of Guanyin and gives us some uh, further interpretation. So the Lotus Sutra quote is inside of each description. So today we've got Guanyin of unity, and the key word is harmony. As a master of natural energies, Guanyin flies through the air, creating thunderstorms and rain for an abundant harvest. At the same time, she comes to the aid of living beings who have been caught in a storm. She can put a stop to the powers of nature at her will. Her right hand, with her thumb and middle finger touching, forms the mudra of unity. In her view, everything is one and all beings are equal. That's like our daily affirmation inside the practice when we talk about equanimity. And, I've had someone say to me before, equanimity doesn't mean that all being equality. I know that. Equanimity means a sort of balanced poise in oneself and non-reactionary energy. But when the person said to me, well, equanimity doesn't mean like all people are equal and deserving of goodness, I was like, what's the number one thing that disturbs your equanimity? People. And so when we are trying to cultivate equanimity in today's reactive society, it's less about things. I mean, of course, like we're going to have emotional reactions to other things, but most often the thing that disturbs our equanimity the most are the actions of other people, the words of other people, things we read in the news, things that distress us. So that's why. Anyway, more and more, we modern humans are withdrawing from nature. We counter the Earth's natural powers with highly developed technologies, from lightning rods to dams, creating man made structures for our protection. But heavy storms, floods, and other natural disasters demonstrate to us that we cannot really dissociate ourselves from nature. Humanity is and will remain a part of the natural world. It is not possible to draw a dividing line between ourselves and nature at any level, physical, mental, or emotional. Once we recognize this principle, we gain insight that leads us to consciously support harmony with nature and with all people through our thoughts, emotions, and actions. And here's the quote from the Lotus Sutra, chapter 25. If clouds should bring thunder and lightning strike, if hail pelts or drenching rain comes down, think on the power of that perceiver of sounds, and at that moment they will vanish away. Call upon Guanyin of unity and ask her to rebalance the turbulence in your environment. As she commands the powers of nature, you may also ask her to protect you during a thunderstorm. Remember that a thunderstorm may take the form of a heated discussion or argument that can serve to dissipate tension, leaving you feeling closer to the people in your life. Well, I can see this really applying to our need for, and this shows, I'll show you the image. It shows Guanyin with lightning coming from her hand, going down to the clouds, the thunder clouds below her feet. So, two things. One is that Guanyin of unity dispelling thunderstorms or creating them is a very helpful ally, particularly as right now we're dealing with the lack of rain in California and the West Coast. We're dealing with the, looking down the barrel of fire season amidst dry conditions and drought. We're on the East Coast and South looking at um, hurricane season, these kinds of things. So, one thing that we can do is dedicate our practice to Guanyin, asking her to please redistribute the energies so that the weather patterns begin to become more even. The second thing that we can do is we can call upon Guanyin of unity to help us with any area in our life where there's disharmony, where a storm has come through our life and left uh, destruction in its wake, or at the very least, tension and difficulty. So today, let's make that partly our focus, that we're going to ask Guanyin for help with weather workings, and that we're also going to ask her to help balance out the psychic weather of our day to day lives and relationships. And then let's see if there's more insight into this that can be gleaned with one of her cards. And this is the Guanyin Oracle, written by Alana Fairchild, artwork by Zheng Hao. Dance of the Butterfly Queen, a really beautiful card that shows Guanyin midair, surrounded by butterflies, dancing in the sky. That's the sky dancer herself. A pure heart and sincere love attracts divine grace. With the grace of Guanyin, Butterfly Queen, that which was impossible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight, you cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredible it may seem to be. Whatever has been troubling you, or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. Allow the butterfly queen, Guanyin, to dance. She will bring healing and grace to your life situation right now, beloved, with lightness of step and grace in her heart. She bestows blessings of healing, empowerment, and liberation. It flows to those in genuine need, those who are ready to receive it. There are no limits to what is possible with divine grace. It is the power that the butterfly Queen Guanyin allows to flow through the pure channel of her heart. Guanyin encourages you to be ready to receive her grace and to choose to let go of striving. Instead, turn inward to your heart, calling out to her unconditional divine love so that she can dance her grace through your life. So, the balm or antidote to the discomfort that we might feel when storms arise in our lives is that grace, just remembering that it exists. There are so many times in any given day when we might feel pulled out of our grace. We might feel angry, anxious, we might shut down, and those feelings are, they're normal insofar as most Western people will feel that it's normal to have multiple reactions in a day. I wouldn't say that it's normal for all humanity everywhere, and that may be partly why this card is coming up for us. There are beings all over the world who have cultivated the spiritual discipline to be non reactionary. And where that is essential, an essential part of the civilization, not a part of any one religion per se, but at the foundation of the entire civilization itself. So the formality and manners of Japanese culture, the adherence to the Confucian ideals found in Chinese culture, the formality in Tibetan practice, along with the focus on good humor and laughing at our own foibles in Ifa, in all the Yoruba speaking peoples of West Africa, the quality of Iwa Pwele, or a gentle character, arises. In multiple different places on earth, there are whole cultural paradigms that are based around non reactivity. Now, that doesn't mean that these cultures don't have their own problems. They do. There's, problems in every culture. But it's not these are not cultures of reaction. And in Western cultures, we have a lot of reaction that is sort of embedded in our cultural worldview. So let's try today, when an inner storm starts to kick up a strong wind or lightning or thunder in our lives, let's try to find that equanimity, to just be present, to watch the cloud of that storm roll past and not feel like we are the storm itself. The best metaphor for this, frequently brought up in Buddhism, is that you are the sky and all the things that are happening around you are the weather. And if, you know, it rains, the sky doesn't get wet. If it's sunny, the sky doesn't get hot. The sky is unchanging. When we do the Heart Sutra every January, one of the long form versions of the Heart Sutra, translated by one of by what's his name, Gyatso. I can't remember what the Venerable something Gyatso Rinpoche. I can't remember the first part of his name, but anyway, he Dharma is the supreme unchanging friend, and that the Buddha nature is the supreme unchanging friend. In a world where things seem to be changing around us all the time, and we might feel tempted to become reactionary, what would happen if we became the supreme unchanging friend to ourselves? And when the emotions arise, we just observe them and let them go. Let them roll by like clouds. And what if we remember that we're the sky? Let's try that today and this whole weekend, calling upon Guanyin to quell the storms, deepening into our relationship with Dharma through becoming the sky, and asking for help and support in redistributing the energies that we might find difficult or challenging, so that we have more energy available for creating the beauty that we're actually here on earth to create. So that's our short bit for today, if that's what you were here for. And now we're going to do our whole practice. So let's start with 3 prostrations before the Shrine of Guanyin. And let's take refuge in that which provides us shelter from the storm. Namo Gurube. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And there's a sweet sister out there who is struggling with her health. Rhoda has been through a terrible situation with being in and out of the ER twice. There's another situation with Chana who hurt her leg, and I think there was a fracture, and that then something happened, and she thinks she may have refractured it or that it's become separated, and she's struggling and needing to advocate for herself while she's in desperate pain, trying to get the care she needs. There's so many women that I know who are going through difficult medical situations right now and just finding themselves banging bloodied fists against the closed doors of compassion and care in the medical establishment. They can't get answers. They can't get the test results that they have asked for. They can't get scheduled for the things they need. They're not being listened to about their pain. And this is a far more common occurrence than most people talk about. So today, let's dedicate our practice to anyone out there in pain and in duress and struggle health wise who isn't able to access what they need. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Xiyin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahum. 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 Oh, such a pretty sound. Omahum, 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 Om Ahum. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. Yes. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxin Pusa, calling out to the one who will send rain where it's needed and who will lift rain where that's needed. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. And our prayer to Yeshit Sogyal by Jamyang Kensei Chuki Lodro. Yingchuk daki somo karchenza dusum kunchim pema jungneki zangso dupo dechen sogyomar sowa debso chuktun nudrup so. Mother of space, foremost of dakinis, Lady Karchensa, gatherer of the secret treasury of Padmakara, knower of all, past, present, and future. Mother Sogil, great bliss queen, to you we pray. Grant us cities, ordinary and supreme. Yingchukdaki somo karchensa dusum kunchen pema jungne ki sangso dupo dechen so gyomar sowa debso chuktun nudrup so. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending out the cooling, healing waters of advocacy and attention to all of those seeking medical attention who aren't getting their needs met. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessing of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher, and wishing everyone a really good day, really good weekend, and may all of your storms be calmed. See you Monday.